Bây giờ thì chúng ta đi qua phần trình bày của nhóm thứ hai với đề tài là MH370 Malaysia Airlines. Và nhóm này các em sẽ trình bày bằng tiếng Anh đúng không? Rồi các em chuẩn bị đi.
Dạ, alo cô ơi, cô thấy slide chưa ạ?
Tôi thấy rồi.
Dạ rồi, để em bắt đầu nhé cô.
Rồi em bắt đầu đi.
Dạ. Hello teacher and everyone. We are group 4 and our group includes 5 members. The topic today we is gonna present is about flight MH370. Here's the table of contents, including 4 main parts. The first is background, the second is missing MH370, the third is insurance company, and the final is consequence. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the background of Malaysia Airlines. Malaysia Airlines was founded on the 1st of May 1947, known as Malayan Airways, until on the 1st of October 1972. It changed the name was Malaysian Airlines System. Since September 2015, the airline has been owned and operated by Malaysia Airlines Berhad. It is a part. Cô ơi, slide nó không di chuyển hả cô? Cô có thấy slide em di chuyển không cô?
Không. Rồi có di chuyển nữa.
Yeah. It is. Cô đợi em xíu. Since September 2015, it changed the name. Is Malaysia Airlines Berhad. It is a part of Malaysia Aviation Group MAG. MAG is a global aviation organization that comprises of different aviation business portfolio aimed at serving Malaysian air travel needs. The company headquarters are located at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Sepang, Malaysia. It operates primarily from Kuala Lumpur International Airport and from secondary hubs in Kota Kinabalu and Kuching to destination throughout Asia, Oceania, and Europe. As a member of the One World Alliance, Malaysia Airlines offers superior connectivity with seamless journeys to as many as 1,000 destinations to more than 170 territories and access to over 650 airport launches. The airline flew its first commercial flight in 1947. The airline also had many accidents and incidents in its business process from 1977 to 2014. But you know the special one as well as the mysterious one was Flight MH370. Flight 370 was operated with a Boeing 777-2H6ER serial number 2A420, registration 9MMRO. It was the 404th Boeing 777 produced, first flown on 14 May 2002 and was delivered to Malaysia Airlines on the 31st of May 2002. Here are some interior photographs of 9MMRO. These were taken in April 2014. You can see this is the cockpit, the economy classes, and the business classes. So the day disappearance of MH370 was on the 8th of March 2014. It means 7 years, 6 months ago. The cause still unknown and some debris found on southern Indian Ocean. The flight was from Kuala Lumpur International Airport to destination Beijing Capital International Airport. The occupants were 239, including 227 passengers and 12 crew. You can see in the second table, the most of occupants were Chinese and then Malaysian. According to the report, with the loss of all 239 aboard, Flight 370 is the second deadliest incident involving a Boeing 777, and it is also the second deadliest incident of Malaysia Airlines history. So let me make it clear now. Shane will move on. The second main part is missing MH370.
Okay, now we will move to the moment that flight MH370 crashed. It was on the morning of March 8, 2014. Boeing 777-200 flight MH370 took off from the Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, at 12:41 a.m. to Beijing, China. However, when it was time to land at Beijing Airport, the plane still had not arrived. Malaysia Airlines later declared the planes missing. The airline said the planes lost contact an hour after takeoff. There are 10 flight attendants on board MH370, all Malaysian. They served 227 passengers, including 5 children. At 12:08 a.m., at 1:08 a.m., the plane crashed the Malaysian coast and flew over the East Sea in the direction of Vietnam. 11 minutes later, the air traffic controller at Kuala Lumpur Central announced by radio, Malaysia 370 contact Ho Chi Minh City. Good night, Captain Zarari replied. Good night, Malaysia 370. 5 seconds after MH370 entered Vietnam's airspace, the symbol representing the plane's transponder no longer appeared on the screens of Malaysia Airlines Air Traffic Control Agency, and 37 seconds later, the entire plane disappeared from the secondary radar. It was at 1:21 on March 8, which is 39 minutes after the plane took off. Next, the cause happened. The cause of this disappearance is still a mystery that cannot be clarified till now. Assumptions. There are many theories about the disappearance of flight MH370. The theory is that the plane was blown up by the terrorists. The planes were hijacked. Some theories that the Captain Zaharia controlled the plane and crashed. The plane went down to commit suicide because of the psychological instability. Technical failure remains another possibility, but in the absence of an official explanation, assuming the planes were abducted by a UFO, conspiracy theories have abounded. Now, Tăng Quỳnh will next to the next part.
The next, I will talk about the process of finding and investigating. March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 departed Beijing. The plane lost contact less than an hour after takeoff, with no distress signal or message sent. Initial search airport focused on the South China Sea. March 9, Malaysian military commander Jin says the search operation extended from the South China Sea to the Strait of Malacca. March 15, Malaysian Prime Minister announces he cannot confirm the plane was hijacked and maintain his position on investigations on possibility related to the disappearance of this plane. March 20, Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott called the Prime Minister of Malaysia at 10 a.m. to say that two objects that may be related to flight MH370 were discovered in the South Indian Ocean, 2,500 kilometers south of Perth, West, July 2015. Last peak of debris was ashore on reunions and islands in the Indian Ocean east of Madagascar. January 2018, amid pressure from relative, Malaysians signed a deal with a private company to resume the hunt. Ocean Infinity arranged to work in pay but would have received a reward of up to $70 million if it had found a wreckage. May 2018, deteriorating weather made operating in the area impossible, bringing the hunt to an end. Malaysia said it had no plan to resize. There is still no answer finding the plane, or at least more bits of its wreckage could prove Cable's investigators have very limited information about the plane last hour. Australia, Malaysia, and China have agreed that an official search would resume only if credible evidence emerges on the plane location. Although the Malaysian government said it will not extend the private search. Anwar Ibrahim, who widely tipped as Net Prime Minister, told the Australian newspaper there were further digging to be done, and how the insurance compensation will be present to the following.
I'm Vong and I'll talk about insurance companies. There were several insurance companies in the MS370 accident, including Etiquette Insurance, Life Insurance Malaysia, Manulife Insurance, Sun Life Malaysia Assurance, Krakafu Berhad Insurance Company, Local Reinsurance Company, MNRB Holding, but Airlines was the main reinsurer in the disappearance of Flight MS370 in the Indian Ocean. Airlines is the German multinational financial services company headquartered in Munich, Germany. Its core businesses are insurance and asset management. As of 2014, it is the world's largest insurance company, the largest financial services group, and the largest company, as well as the largest financial services company when measured by 2013 revenue. Next is about insurance compensation. Insurers in Malaysia have settled a total of $6.26 million worth of life insurance claims with the next of kind of passengers and crew members of the missing flight MS370. However, German insurer Airlines confirmed it was the main insurance provided for Malaysia Airlines, along with other liability related to passenger and cargo. However, Airlines declined to comment on the total of claims and how much of it would be passed on to other insurer in consortium. So, why did they decline to comment on the details of the insurance amount? Insurance company and airlines would not disclose the value of the contract. The reason is concern about excessive compensation claims from the victim family. However, Mr. Mohi, Insurance Malaysia Chief Executive, said the monetary compensation required airlines to pay a compensation about $175,000 per passenger for injury or death in a plane crash. Insurance companies will pay compensation based on the amount insured. And the last of my part is the loss of insurance company. According to CEO Jan Rich, representative of Airlines in Malaysia said that they do not have full information about the missing flight because there is no clear information on the level of compensation in the past few days. Airlines Malaysia share price has continuously plummeted because of concern about the possibility of large compensation. According to data from Malaysia stock market, share of Airlines Malaysia have fallen 5.4% in the past week since flight MH370 was reported missing on Saturday. Meanwhile, share of parent company Airlines in Germany have also fallen 1% that week. Citing information from local Malaysia newspaper, there are also Ethica Insurance and Takaful Berhad, which is the insurance arm of Maybank, which insure the crew of Malaysia Airlines. Maybank shares also fell 2.4%. In addition, local reinsurer MNRB Holdings is also one of the reinsurer of this missing flights, and its shares have fallen 3.8%. Also, according to Reuters, share of Malaysia Airport Holdings, operator of Kuala Lumpur International Airport, where flight MH370 took off and disappeared, also fell 5.7% in the past week. And the last part will present by Thu. Thank you for your listening.
Hi everyone, and now I will present about consequence. Victim relative. The flight was carrying a total number of 239 passengers and crews, comprising 227 passengers, and including 2 infants and 12 crew members. The passengers were 14 different nationality citizens. The victim relatives have been suffering and resentful for more than 6 years. The number of flying parts is still unclear. Relatives of 12 Chinese passengers filed a lawsuit in Barking before the expiration of the active term of legal activity related to the accident. Victim family will receive the first payment of the total compensation amount $50,000, and many families have decided to offer reward to those who pick up the wicket of this ill-fated plane. After more than 2 years, relatives of the passenger decided to go to Madagascar in the hope of finding includes. They believe there are 3 main areas in Madagascar where the plane wicket could have washed up, so they criticized the investigation team for focusing too much on the search in nearby Australian coast. Effort and money. Effort. The material disappearance of the plane has created the large-scale search campaign, with 9 countries registered to participate in the search, including Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, Philippines, China, the US, Thailand, Australia, and India. Many ships and military planes continue to search, but the research still turned up nothing. Money. Money for search. The total search amount is up to hundreds of millions of dollars, in which the Australian Department of Defence has spent 550,000 Australian dollars per day to maintain the search. The future after 1 year has increased to $7.2 million. On January 20, 2017, the International Search Team officially stopped the search of MH370, and this is considered the most extensive search in aviation history, costing more than $155 million. Compensation. Compensation for M8370 damage can be higher the value of an aircraft, and total compensation amount to nearly $12 million. Damage to Malaysia Airlines. After the M8370 craft were not found, passengers turned away from Malaysia Airlines when MH17 was shot down, and the search on shore became hopeless. And June 2015, CEO of Malaysia Airlines said they were theoretically bankrupt. 5 years after disaster, this airline is still struggling to recover while trying to turn a profit. However, the scenarios outlined for Malaysia Airlines are being discussed at many meetings, and the government will decide the future of Malaysia Airlines. The presentation of our team is finished here. Thanks for your listening.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Does anyone have any comments or any questions to this group? No one? Okay, so I have small comments for your groups. Your presentation is very nice with the slide, professional, beautiful. However, the images, you should choose the qualified, the pictures, the quality pictures to insert, so your slide would be perfect. Because I found some of the sliders pictures are not good enough. This is one point. And I think the slide professional and I like it. Just be careful of the pictures when you select it. And for the mark, for the your slide, you have the 9 mark for the slide. I like this slide. And for Trương Lê, Hồ Trương Lê Quỳnh Tiên, you have 9 mark. Lê Thị Huyền Thương 9, Nguyễn Thái Linh Sang 9, Lương Nguyễn Thanh Vân 8.5, Tăng Như Quỳnh 8.5. And thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you ạ. Em cảm ơn cô ạ.